Hello badminton fans and welcome to this Yonex Astrox 5FX Badminton Racket review, and this is racket number 655. Right, let me just go on to my E-Zone. Right, so we will go through the racket specifications first and compare them to our own E-Zone racket specification testing. This is an F5 weight badminton racket. Not sure what that means, but the E-Zone weight testing shows it to weigh 77.9 grams, so super lightweight racket. And that is all it tells you. Doesn't tell you anything else. So the balance point of this racket, I'm gonna check the rest of the specs for the manufacturers. The balance point is head heavy, and our own E-Zone balance point test shows this to be a head heavy racket. It's a balance towards, quite significantly towards the head of the racket. The shaft flexibility, according to Yonex, the shaft flexibility is flexible, and according to the Badminton Racket Review shaft test, it shows this to be quite a stiff shaft. That does feel stiff. Other information on the racket: this is a maximum string tension of 28 pounds string tension. The UK rackets are supplied with a G4 grip. We don't have anything about the material used on the rackets. It does say, however, this was made in Taiwan. Availability of these rackets is fairly good. It's available worldwide without any major issues, so everybody can get their hands on these rackets. The price in the UK at the time of making this video is about 60 to 70 pounds. Right, in terms of the design of the racket, the first thing is it has a reasonably decent size sweet spot when you're playing with it. So the head design is pretty good. The head design is a lot smaller also than the Nanoflare range, and otherwise it's a typical Astrox affair. So you have Astrox very clearly written on one side here of the shaft. The other side has a little bit of information about the racket. Fairly plain, well done. I mean, it's well produced, done to a really high quality, but it's just, again, very plain, very basic design, not very interesting colors. Take a look at these close-up images and see what you think for yourself. Okay, so now we've been through the specifications, let's now move on to the racket E-Zone. Okay, so before we start our E-Zone testing, what do you need to know about how we test our rackets? Well, first of all, we use the same shuttles. The Yonex AS30s on all tests. We re-string all of the rackets with Yonex BG65 at 25 pounds tension, and it's the same player taking all of the shots. Right, now you have some basic understanding of how we test. Let's move on to the smash test. The smash shot that you're seeing here, and for all of the rackets we've tested within Badminton Racket Reviews E-Zone, we take generally 6 shots. We take the 2 highest racket shuttle speeds, and we average those to give us a overall speed. If those two readings are not within a certain percentage of each other, we then retake the entire test. This shot measures the shuttle speed coming off the racket head. And also if you go across to the E-zone, you'll see a picture similar to the one you're looking at on the screen now, which accompanies every single racket within the E-zone, so that's nearly 650 or more rackets, with this kind of smash JPEG showing you the racket head speed, the shuttle speed, the distance, and the approximate repulsion of the racket. Right, our first test in the E-zone is the smash test. Let's do it now. Okay, it's time now for a E-zone maneuver test. The maneuver shots was designed to tell us about the racket's acceleration abilities, its ability to shift from one direction to the other or shift quickly from nothing to full speed. It also tests the racket's aerodynamics. In this test, the player is sitting still with the racket, and once the shuttle is fired, we measure the shuttle speed to ensure we have consistency within the tests, so it's coming at the same speed all the time, or roughly the same speed as much as we can control anyway. And then the player reacts once the shuttle is fired to hit the shuttle, and we are measuring the head speed of the racket during that test. Okay, now we want to see how good this racket is at controlling the shuttlecock. Let's go across to the E-zone control test. The E-zone control test is a simple test. It's we've had a lot of comments about this test. The first thing you should know is that 14 shots in total are taken, not just what you see on camera. The player is aiming for the green bucket, which scores the highest. The grey bucket scores slightly less, and anything in the net or out scores nothing at all. Now, the same rules apply on this test as they do on any other court test. It's the same shuttle, it's the same strings, same tension, same player. Now we have retaken the test with the same rackets to see what kind of variation we get, and we generally find that the results are within 10 to 12% of each other, so the test is not that bad. And it is generally very hard to come up with a control test that's better than this. We've tried. But if any of you have any suggestions on how we should proceed with control tests in the future, please do give constructive answers that are helpful. So we've done the court testing, we've been through the specifications. What did we make of this racket? Well, 77.9 gram racket. To be honest, I think that the racket doesn't really offer the kind of stuff that you may expect from a racket at this weight. At 77.9 grams, you would expect this to be crazy fast, lightning fast. You would expect it to offer really decent sort of drive power, good defensive power, and still be okay to hit with overhead. I would say that at 70 pounds, I would definitely prefer to use the Kampu 10U. It's even lighter than this. It's got more repulsion than this. It feels a lot faster than this in the air. It does everything better than this. And then I would, if I didn't want to go for a super lightweight racket, I would upgrade to either the Wave 10, to the Astrox Venom, which is miles more capable racket than this, or I would upgrade, if I was going to stick with Yonex, upgrade to the Nano Flare 270 speed. So it doesn't have any real clear cut skill set, this racket. It doesn't have anything about it that is a wow. And I can't even say it does loads of things well. It's just too far behind the competition for me to give it a thumbs up. So it's definitely going to be a thumbs down for this racket. To be very specific, if you want more specifics on the racket, you don't produce a very decent smash, you don't get very decent airspeed, therefore you don't get great drive or defense. Overhead shots are harder than they need to be. So it's a definite no-no. I'll leave this racket alone, and there's plenty of other rackets available in this price bracket or less that offer a load more. If you're using this racket and you're an e-zone member, please do leave a review on the e-zone. Thousands of people visiting the e-zone every month. Please do leave a review there. If you don't know what the e-zone is, there's a video tour following this video of the e-zone, give you an idea what's going on there. If you are not an e-zone member, then please leave a review on any of our social media platforms, so Instagram, Facebook or YouTube. Do not be worried about any reaction to your review of the racket. You're absolutely open and welcome to say whatever you need to and want to say in respect of this racket. We will support anybody who is clearly trying to be helpful in leaving a review and not allow others to snipe at you unnecessarily. Outside of that, as we have with every single video, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for feedback, the compliments, the constructive criticism, the helpful tips, your involvement, everything that everybody around the world has done. It's amazing how a community is being built slowly, racket by racket, via the Racket Review e-zone, via these social media platforms. Really, really grateful to all of you. I think in terms of this racket and this review, I think I'm done here today. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.